The road ahead. You know what's around the corner. You know where it will take you. To places of comfort where you know you will be safe, where many have gone before. You follow the road because that is where you were told to go.
The Toyota Tundra, a blue-collar truck used by contractors to bring building materials and wood to the job sites, by families to explore the great outdoors. But this isn't just any Toyota Tundra. It's my uncle's truck. My Uncle Steve is a contractor. He ran a successful renovation company in Lake Tahoe. He's also an avid motorcyclist and extreme skier. When he's looking for a truck, he needed something dependable, capable, and most of all, powerful. Reason being, him and his wife, my Aunt Tony, would go across the country in their trailer on the back and with Steve's bike on the front. He needed his truck to be reliable. He needed to be able to carry 4 friends, all of the tools, and all of their bikes to get them from Washington to the Midwest in one weekend so that a kid that he met at the local racetrack could compete in his championship. He's driven it to and from the job sites, carrying lumber the entire time. He's driven from the beaches of Washington to the mountains of Colorado. And not only did it get him there and back, but it was his home, his hotel, his bed for the night. Using the skills he developed as a contractor, he made himself a bed for when he was on the road. He made storage compartments, retainers to keep the bed in place. He thought about the details too. Every single storage compartment in here is fit perfect so that you can put firewood in it. He cut the mattress just right so that it slips underneath the side of the bed, keeping it in place while driving. He even added a Dometic flush toilet to make sure you're comfortable at camp. The biggest thing that he did too was add this tall ARE camper shell. That way, when you do go up on the bed, you don't have to have a hunch back and you can stay comfortable. I mean, he really thought about everything. So you may be asking, why do I have it? July 2nd, 2020. My uncle was diagnosed with ALS, otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a very rare disease which affects fewer than 20,000 people in the US each year. This disease causes a breakdown of communication from the brain to the body. Over time, people experience weakness, loss of motor function, they lose the ability to speak. When the disease reaches its final state, those affected, my uncle, lose the ability to breathe and pass away. This disease does not affect consciousness. It does not affect how active or aware the mind is of the person affected. Every moment that they lose control of their body, they are fully aware. Now, treatment can help the symptoms, but there is no cure.
So what does this have to do with the truck? In May of 2021, my family and I took a trip to Washington to visit my aunt and uncle. We went because they were downsizing from a house to a condo, and we wanted to help them. We hadn't seen each other in about a year, so we didn't know what to expect with Steve's condition. We knocked on the door of the condo. It swung open with Steve standing right there with a smile on his face and the distinctness of joy in his eyes. We shook hands and hugged, went inside and began our week-long visit. The entire time there was laughing, smiles, enjoyment of each other's company, and most of all, not even a hint that the disease had changed him. My uncle has always been generous. Whenever we got together, he wanted to take us to different places, show us new things, or teach us how to do something. His generosity has only grown. The reason I am talking about his truck is because he gave it to me. He took the truck designed to get him across the country, tailor-made to suit his exact needs to a T, and gifted it to me. When I found out that he wanted to do this, I couldn't figure out why he wanted me to have it. Well, during that week in Washington, I got a chance to ask him why. We were driving to pick up parts to change the oil on the Tundra, and I asked him why he gave me the truck. And Steve, being Steve, said, "Matt, you're a big guy. You gotta have something that fits you." I love that answer. Regardless of if there is a deeper meaning or not, that is such a classic answer from him, and I'll remember that forever. We changed the oil and enjoyed the rest of our time together that week. When it was time to say goodbye, everyone was holding back tears. Not only of sadness, as we would be apart, but of joy that we had so much time together. The drive back home was full of adventure and exploration. We drove the Pacific Coast Highway, walked on the beaches of Oregon, had a close call running out of gas, embarrassing if you know the gas tank capacity, and saw some pretty incredible natural sights.
Inspired by my uncle's life, the time we spent in Washington, and the journey back home, I decided to name his gift Geronimo, to remind myself to always jump into adventure and always look for opportunities to experience new things in life.
Since we got home, this truck has taken us on some amazing adventures and helped make incredible memories. I've even been able to share his gift with others. The road ahead. You know what's around the corner. You know where it will take you. To places of comfort where you know you will be safe, where many have gone before. You follow the road because that is where you were told to go.